Hi, this is Amanda with Music Game Club, and today's Icy Interval gameplay involves playing intervals on the piano. However, we are not using the cards. This is basically teaching your students intervals on the piano, and you can do this with beginning students or even intermediate students if they've never really worked on their intervals before. So this is kind of a backward game in that you are rolling the die, landing on an interval, and then playing that interval on the piano. So you can take turns just like other gameplays. I'm going to just do it with one just to show you how to do this. So you'd roll a die, there's a 6, 1, 2, 3, 4. Or if they wanted to go backwards, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, they could. And so that's the interval they're on. So then you're like, all right, you've got to play a sixth. And you can use this to help your students with learning intervals on different parts of the piano. So you could say, play me a sixth starting on an F with the lowest note is F. So then they have to get to the piano, play an F. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So then they play their sixth, and then they can claim it using the claim token. They've played their sixth. So then they can roll their die again, and they get a 3. Now this one, actually you can do 1, 2, 3, and I slide up to this one if you wanted to, because the other option is to go to start. So there's still a little bit of playing around with this one. And then they would roll again. That was good. Just a 1. Roll again, a 4. So 1, 2, we'll just stop there. And say, play a third starting on E. 1, 2, 3, playing a third. Now that's for your very beginning students. They just have to count the white notes. Whenever they get more intermediate, you can say, I want a major third starting on E. And then they have to count 1, 2, 3. Make sure that that is a major third. Or you could do a minor third or different qualities of the interval. So they would claim it, they would roll their die, and they would go around. So basically, they're going around the whole board, claiming all the individual intervals. And if you happen to reach the sixth again, you want to do another sixth, then they can get 2 on there. And if you wanted to put a timer on it and say, how many can we get done in 5 minutes? Or how many can we get done in 3 minutes? You can do it that way. So this is kind of a backward game. It's teaching them the intervals, but it would be a really good way to teach them the different qualities of intervals on the keyboard once they're that level, or just reviewing intervals on the keyboard. This is my personal method of teaching. Is I believe that students, whenever they do a hands-on learning with the keyboard, so like I teach them thirds like this on the keyboard, when they see that in music, I will then ask them like, hey, do you recognize this? And because they've done it on the keyboard before, hopefully a lot of times, they will recognize it way faster than if they see it for the first time on music. And then I go through a very long theory explanation about, well, this is a third. This is why it's a third. If they already know it on the keyboard, when they see that in music, usually their eyes light up and they're so excited because they already know how to play this. They already know what it's called, and it makes them feel really confident and really smart. And I love doing that with my students. So this is one of those ways that I would do it with a student. I would teach them intervals on the keyboard. Whenever they understand their white key intervals, then I would maybe start incorporating major and minor and then throwing in the perfect intervals as well. So use this game backwards to teach your students intervals on the keyboard. You can still celebrate with the success poster when you have finished. And if you post it on social media, feel free to tag us at Music Game Club on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, or YouTube. Have fun.